on Facebook.
Yeah.
So if
You go ahead and get on.
go to TC Backer's
Yep.
page.
Yep.
Get ready to share it from there to whatever you can share it to, and if you don't know how, I can help you.
All right, here we go. We're live.
We're live. Hey, thanks for being here. This is episode 48. We have a lot to talk about tonight. We have a special guest. It's race night, but before we get to race night, it's share night. But yeah, please share. You know, it seems like the more we get through this year, and it's crazy to think that we were doing the shows, I mean, before COVID, but when COVID started, to think how, you know, it's becoming more and more virtual. So when we support this virtual home show tour, there's people that are in businesses that need to find out about these services at the end of the day, whether it's employed, whether it's for the trades. You know, you might have a child doing cyber school and they might need to be doing some roofing or siding or something else, you know, welding or another trade. This is a good time for you to have them try it. But share this out. There's plenty of great, you know, the York Builders Association, which Ty is a part of, is a great resource for people that want to learn to get into the trades. They have great resources out there. But please share this. This is a community thing. We want to thank everyone from TC Backer and Horizon Lawns for everything they did, because they were in the forefront of the 21 Turkey Salute and did 99% of all the work for it. And so y'all made it look easy. And it was, you know, it's funny, there's a lot there, and all was appreciated in the beginning. But at the end, the finishers, you know, that's when people are tired. It's been a crazy long day. Great job. And thank you, everyone from TC Backer and Horizon Lawns and your families, because y'all did a great job. And Chef Vic, man, that turkey was amazing. Ty, you definitely know how to get them turkeys fried. And to teach everyone to do it, it was amazing. We're going to talk about that a lot, because that was an amazing thing with Union Lutheran, Pastor Joel and his family and everybody else that was there. And we're going to talk about that. And thank you, everybody that came out. So share this out, because this is really a thank you to all those that came out and enjoyed a meal. It was a community human meal, so thank you, the mayor, the police commissioner, everybody. We're going to get into a lot of people that came out, the fire department, everybody that came out. We're going to try not to miss everyone, the movement, everyone that came out. But share this out, because this is in a time when depression is high. People are in their homes, in situations, and a lot of people weren't really used to being home that much. You know, not the amount of hours they are, and that changes things. You know, I take for granted. I told my wife, her and I've been at home for a long time. That's how I know she's right for me. We've been together in our home, but really, a lot of people weren't used to that, and they've had to adjust, especially with kids. And I'll tell you, our kids are grown, so I can't imagine that, because I don't want to say a break, but that's a habit that people were used to having. You know, their kids going to school and being able to do certain things, run errands, and take care of it, and all that's changed. And this year's been a year of change, but it's also been a year of a lot of great gives out there. You know, I know for me, and maybe it's just I always look on the sunny side. That's something I've done a lot anyway, and I've seen a lot of gives. So that's why the turkey salute, that was overwhelming. Over 300 people were served. You know, that's outstanding.
Yeah.
You know, that's 300 human beings that came for a meal of love. That just gives me goosebumps.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing.
It was over 1,000 pounds of food.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we did 30 turkeys, 40 pounds of cranberry sauce. Man, I couldn't even tell you how much stuffing and corn and mashed potatoes. It was just a lot of food.
Cranberry sauce.
Yeah, 40 pounds. But you know, we learned a lot from it. It may have looked like we knew what we were doing, but we winged it, and we winged it well. I actually got a phone call from someone from the church who commended us on the professionalism that we did have. He was worried that, you know, when they have done things like this in the past with other companies, that it just didn't turn out so well. And he was super, like commended us, you know, that, you know, we did such a professional job. And it was like, you know, honestly, it was all of us that did it. I mean, Vic and Chris and Colin and everybody. I mean, I don't even want to try to go down the list, but everybody was there. You know, Kim, Jocelyn, Jana behind the scenes. Like, people have no idea what you know, she had went through. You know what I mean, to help pull this thing off. And honestly, nobody does, and it really doesn't matter. But You know, it took a lot of people to pull this thing off.
It was great.
And it pulled our company closer, which I didn't think was even possible. But the camaraderie that we experienced, and man, just the fellowship and the culture and stuff. Like if they didn't believe, they believe now. You know what I mean? But I doubt there was any doubt in anybody's mind. But Drew, he pulled his buddies in from the Viking Club and brought food over. Man, there's a list of people, and we can go over that list a little bit later.
Yeah.
But that was such a wonderful experience. I'm still on a high from it.
Amen.
I feel very humbled. It was definitely a humbling experience. I'm glad that we were able to get involved with that, and that Pastor Joel allowed us in the union, you know, those people. And man, it was just, and Tommy was there.
Yeah.
Tommy, who'd you come up with?
Fred. Fred, he's been a good friend of mine for 30 couple years.
Yeah, that's
both
awesome.
business, and he's part of that. It's part of racing. He's a right-hand guy. You know?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
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 I
Oh
knew you
yeah.
were gonna
Yeah, I
be
know.
showing me
Yeah,
something.
right.
That was cool.
Yeah, and I mean the what would you say, the atmosphere there
Yeah.
was like, it was just really nice,
Yeah.
friendly, calm, you know, and people were really appreciative, you could tell, and all your folks were like really nice and helpful, and it does make you feel good. I told someone the other day, I told several people about it, and that it was a feel good for everyone kind of deal, you know what I mean? And I think that needs to happen more with just everything we do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, no, you were part of it, and thank
yeah.
you.
Oh, I thank you guys. We were thankful to come down. We really
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
You know, so.
You know, and just to touch a little bit about what you said, that you've known Fred for 30 years.
Yeah.
We had a conversation one night, and Chris can agree with this, that, you know, you can tell that the character of a person by, you know, if he says he's had friends for
Yeah.
10 or 20
Sure.
years, and you're saying, you know, your buddy Fred, you've known
Yeah.
him for 30 years, and
Yeah.
and I want to spin this into how long we've known each other.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's been a pleasure. We went to
Yeah.
school together. You
Yeah.
know, from elementary
Going
school
back,
up
yeah.
to junior high, all through high school.
Yeah.
So I've known Tommy. Tommy saw me at my good days. Tommy saw me at my bad days, and vice versa.
Amen.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that really shows the character
Yeah.
of someone and their integrity. And
Sure.
no, I don't think a lot of people can say
No.
that they've been friends, like literally
Yeah.
friends,
Yeah.
with someone for 20 plus years. I mean, that's hard to.
I know.
And me looking back, not because of someone's necessarily their character, but
Yeah.
you know, the age that we're getting, we're lucky that some of our friends are even still alive.
I know.
You
You're
know what I
right.
mean? From back in high school, because I can list quite a few people that just are no longer with us for
Yeah,
for
I
whatever
know.
reason that might be.
You're exactly right.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, and you're in business, an honest
Yeah.
business person, and you know, we haven't really had too much business dealings together.
Right.
You're an hour or some away,
Yeah.
but we've bounced ideas
Oh,
off
yeah.
each other, and you're racing cars. You're kind of following in your dad's footsteps. And
Yeah.
so, but before we go any further here, let's introduce our special guest
Yeah.
tonight. This is Tommy. We call him Tommy. I
Yeah.
don't know what everyone
Tommy.
else calls him back at home
Oh, yeah.
anymore. It could be Tom or Thomas, but I've always known
Yeah.
him
No,
as
it's Tommy. Yeah, it's Tommy.
You know, and that just might be our grade school coming back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A little bit, but Tom Cordell. With what you have a company now?
Yeah.
What is that? The Rouserville.
Rouserville General Services and Excavating.
And what do you do?
Well, essentially, it's kind of easier to say sometimes what we don't do. You know, I think that for going into business for us, it originally was just general services. We were doing a lot of outside work, but we didn't have a niche per se. Now, my dad was an excavator, you know, his life, and that's something that I obviously was by default was around and learned a lot about it. And I just happened to meet up at this time. I think life's about like when things meet up, you know, when the timing, life's about timing,
Yep.
you know. And, you know, so we're out there right now. We kind of got funneled into a little bit of a niche, like any small business. So we don't turn down a lot of things, you know, we figure it out. But a big thing for us now is doing a lot of like utility work, drainage work, water. Water's a good thing, but water can be a hindrance too. And with people with, runoff, and things like that. That's a big deal right there.
Yeah, like
And-
water control.
Oh yeah, water diversion, water control. You know, and I understand it more now. I mean, it's whether it's a little puddle that keeps getting bigger and then runs off, but people, their homes. This is how I look at it. Their homes is their castle,
Yeah.
and they may have worked all their life. They probably did to have their home, and it's special to them. And when they have things interfering with that, you know, that could totally like destroy their foundation and things, you know, they may not have a lot of money. That's theirs, you know.
Yeah.
So anything you can go in and do
Yeah.
to try to divert the situation. I mean, I've had people almost in tears, you know. I mean, because they've had this problem, and somebody comes along and tells them, "Man, you're gonna have to do this, and the price tag's like this," and it's like, no, you know, we can do this, and this. And at the end of the day, I mean, my philosophy is we obviously make funds financially to keep going in business. We pay our people, and you know, we have a lot of good members and we have fun with it, and we make a little money. And everybody, it's once again, it's a feel. Everybody's that's the way it's supposed to be, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
I think a lot of people don't make it in business because that's hard to form that mold. It's easier to take the other route sometimes and maybe not be as decisive with what you're doing with something, or I don't want to say crooked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we all see that, you know, and my dad's taught me a lot with that, like with patience and things, and this like you know, sometimes things are some days you're a hero and some days you're not, you know, and some days you make good and some days you don't, you know. And that's why for me every day I tell my big things at the shop with the race team and in the business, but with the race team because it's new, you know, and it's growing rapidly.
Yeah.
And my thing is there's negatives. Last year I could probably sit here and list negatives the whole way down the table. It's racing. You know, I mean, the variable is somebody's going to crash sometimes, or something's going to fail.
Yeah.
But guess what? We come back and take a positive. We've never rode home from the races with down faces. I got to be honest.
Yeah.
Like we've been thinking ahead, and well, how could we have done that different? How, you know, and see, that's good. That's, to me, that's what needs to happen, because you can sit all day long. I get discouraged, sure, but when we get back in the truck, we also are thankful that we're even doing it.
Yeah.
Amen.
You know, because there's a lot of people sits on their couch. It could very well do it,
Yeah.
and they just ain't had the opportunity, or quite frankly, never will. You know, whether it's finances, whatever it is, their health. So for us to even do it is like, I won right there. I always tell everybody I won as soon as we pulled into the racetrack, because that's been a dream of mine, and here we are. You know,
Yeah,
so.
for sure.
But yeah, any basic excavation and such. We built a lot of retaining walls as well. That kind of falls into that whole water retention and water management, wastewater management. I really never realized that wastewater management, you know, had such a broad thing when it comes to water and rain and things. But you know, there's a lot that goes into that, you know,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
a lot of it's on the surveying end, a lot on the materials end, and some of those things like that you see at the end of the day, you drive by and see people working on stuff. It don't happen as quick as what you think. You know, there's a lot that goes into it to do it right. You know,
Yeah.
and that's the key ticket is to do it right. And like you always say, you know, do it right the first time.
Yeah, that's right. Job worth doing right the first
Yeah,
time.
and like I totally believe in that. You know, totally, 110%.
What kind of machines you got?
John Deere, yeah,
John Deere?
yeah,
Chris.
we run Deeres. Yep.
Go ahead, buddy.
Do you guys do silk fence?
Do you guys do silk fence?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We put silk fence up.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we'll put I call them booms. You know, they're you can either have a fence or you can have the snake looking things going on there. You know, they have mulch in them.
Yeah.
Is what's in
Yeah.
them, and they weigh like forever and a ton. I mean, they're heavy, and it's so crazy to think that like mulch is something that you would put inside of something like that.
Right.
But it works good. You know. And I got to be honest, when you go out to places to work, like I'm noticing more and more there's HOAs like that are like everywhere. And I never realized there was that many. You think just like big fancy neighborhoods or something would have an HOA, but that's not the case, you know. And it's what they want, you know. And you really got to be on, and it's good for everybody because honestly, I mean, I'm not I'm per se an environmentalist. I appreciate the environment, but the more we can do on that end,
Yeah.
we're going to run out of room someday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was always told to give back, give ahead. You know, you do for the next and the next and the next, and you hope everybody does that, so everybody has something. You know.
Yeah.
But we take it pretty serious like that when it comes to that. We a lot of utilities we just put in a driveway in a parking lot for a fella. We were really pleased to do that job. It was they have a disabled child and they have to. It's hard for them to load her in the front of the house. It would be hard for anybody, you know. So we basically took their whole backyard and the side of the yard and stripped it and made like a parking lot.
Oh wow!
Now they back up with their van right to the door ramp, and it's in and out.
Nice.
Like so, these people's backs have been like strained for like 13 years, I think, doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And like you would think that like we just dropped $1 million off doing that. I mean, that's cool, you know.
It's funny that you're talking about that. So I'm assuming that was a feel good job that you did.
Oh yeah.
So what would you say? And this is one of Chris's. Chris, why don't you probably know what I'm getting ready to say? What's his? Go ahead.
Yeah, man. So, in all your experience and being, what's your being anything, you know what I mean?
What's your proudest moment of being in business?
I would probably say there's many, but I would probably say that one there ranks straight up with it. Doing that the other day because that job went like super smooth.
Nice.
I mean, like every job has like things they never start out like it's not the way you plan them, you know. But everything with that job, this went like so, you know. So to me, from the divinity point of view, and I'm not, I'm a Christian. Oh yeah, that totally made that go right there.
Nice.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
Praise God.
But probably like having my dad like come out and with his experience and when I need help in the beginning, and come out and on the site and see what's going on and like acknowledge me in a professional manner, I guess per se.
Yeah.
Like he's talking to like a colleague or something, and because I felt that I've got his respect doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I mean that's pretty of his son and father. That's pretty proud time for me.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Like having a live Chilton book.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, a Chilton book. A Chilton book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's pretty
nice. That's feel good for everyone all the way around.
And then my dad, like he'll hear things out and about, like we did, like he can't, like he's lost track of where we were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's a good because we're on the move.
Yeah.
Like and it's funny because well, I hear you're working out at like Smith's Drive, and they said man, that's one heck of a thing you're doing out there,
Mm-hmm.
and that's really cool, that the people acknowledge that to him and bounce it because it's us, and so
that's got to make you feel good.
Oh, it does totally, because he was still is highly respected.
I was going to say
in that,
yes,
and people he knows people, the day in that industry that I don't even know yet, so that's kind of cool, I really is. So.
Those are big shoes to fill. Your dad's shoes.
Yeah,
and to get a compliment from your dad because your dad's from the old school.
Oh yeah,
and I think at least my dad is probably he definitely congratulates me, but I think he likes to give me the old jabs too.
Oh
you
yeah,
know what I mean. So to get a compliment, and especially for me because I think. There was times where my dad probably wasn't too sure if I was going to make it or not.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And now to hear him say, good job, kid, or thank you. Thank you. To have him say thank you to me, because I'm here and I'm available for him. And I think with our parents getting older and you moving back to Waynesboro or Rouserville, and being closer to your family and stuff, that says a lot about you and and your dad noticed and stuff, and having people tell your dad positive things and not negative things. Like,
I know. Yeah, because it used to be the other way around when I was a teenager.
Right.
They'd be like, that boy of yours is now. So I think it's we're growing up, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think that the roles they so turn. And obviously over the past couple years, the role's been turning a lot more rapidly. And I noticed, like we were just talking about hunting, and it's like, Dad used to get me hunt, to go hunting and get me dressed up and buttoned up and everything's on, to go. And it's like, and I don't dress him now, but the point of it is, like now I'm driving this too, and you got all this stuff ready? Now, do you have this? It's like, it's just different. It's like the roles reverse.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way we were meant to be in society is you're taken care of and looked out after, but then you give that back in respect. That's family. I mean, that's the whole. It's not even just family. It's the integrity.
You have to have input to get output.
Yeah,
And you give
exactly.
input, that's how you get output. That's pretty cool to see that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
For sure. You got to feel good about that.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure he's proud.
Right.
Yeah, I tell him I'm on both, and he still works. My dad, he's 75, and he still works, and he's out and about still in the industry and all that, and he'll give me a hard time sometime about things or when I ask like 800 questions, and I'm like, no, we just put it in that way, and I'm like, it's funny, because I know that's what he would have done, what I mean, but it's just a ribbon, but he don't usually say, my dad's pretty quiet, and he don't usually say a whole lot, but when he says something, probably, I got to put this out here too. Okay, so on the racing part, I went to race 25 years ago, and of course we moved up to a semi-professional class of cars, and they go twice as fast, and it's a whole different ball game, So I'm going to race for the first time, and he doesn't go as much just because it's the ride, and it's just hard, being out late and all that. You're getting to a point where you want to be at home in bed at 8 o'clock, not getting ready for a 30-lap A main feature.
Right.
So I said, "Are you going? This is like Thursday. I said, are you going Saturday? This will be my first run. And I got to be honest. I mean, I'm stoked up about it. But I'm also like, man, this is real now, I like the days are counting down, And he's like, well, and I was like, I really need you to go. Okay, I'll go. So we went down there, and that night we started like 24th, because I started in the rear each week, pretty much. Just because it's just a place to start. You stay at, and you can, at your pace, start to get laps and race against people and feel more comfortable.
Learn it.
Exactly, totally. And we ended up running. We ran 12th, that night, and like I still can't believe sometimes. Like wow, we actually passed some cars, and we were with the field and all that, and I pulled in, and I had hit. Something happened, I don't know where, in the melee, how racing is, but the car got a little warm, and the water pump, everything kind of came apart up there, But the race was over, and at that point, I didn't care, because I was like, I ran 12, I actually went around the ring, I made the whole 25 laps, and I would have never thought that in a million years, not in a million years. So I pulled in, and it was kind of like smoking and doing its stuff, and things like that, and pulled her up there in the front, and that's the first thing he did is he walked. Of course, I'm thinking like, oh, now I am starting to think like, man, what's going on? It's like usually when I like that, it's get the hood off, and see what's up. I'm like, you hate to see what's behind the hood, what happened, And he walked up, and he's like, he shook my hand. He's like, that's good. That was a heck of a job. You know what I mean? I'm proud. That was a heck of it, and that probably will stick out in my mind a long time. Like a long time. Because I wasn't like 16 anymore, or 17, being about half a smart butt at the races and arguing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wasn't like that, And him just come up and say it was a whole different set of circumstances, and that's
awesome.
big for me.
Yeah.
So I probably always remember that, because to me, once again, I won, In my mind, I won because I even got there.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
Do we want to do some shout outs?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's definitely do some
Who
shout
do you
outs.
see on there? You want me to start?
Chuck in the truck, not Pete in the pickup. Chuck, it's always good to see you, man. I'm praying for your shoulder, man. I feel you on that. And you're a warrior. Betty Murphy, good to see you. Alan, good to see you. Thanks for coming out. And David, thank you for coming out. David KX, always. And Alan, bring in your son. Alan drives big trucks. That's what I want to do. He drives big rigs. Let's see. Vic, awesome. Always good to see you. Troy, good to see you. Chris Markey, 2 to T, good to see you. Brian, good to see you. Kaufman, thanks for being here. Jim Hankey, always good to see you. Bobcat of York, Crownstone, thank you. Jocelyn, always good to see you. Kim, always good to see you. Keenan, good to see you, man. It's been a long time. God bless you, man. We have to get together. Rose, good to see you. Listen, we love you all, and you're important. Drop your town, too. It's great to shout out people's towns. Robert Altman, or Ahern Sr., sorry. Good to see you. Jenna, good to see you. You're awesome. Great job. Thanks for all you did to put that together, man. A lot of hustle muscle, man. You like branded that hustle muscle. Austin, good to see you. Todd, it's always good to see you, man. Drive safe out there. He drives concrete trucks. Always good to see you. Andy, good to see you. Charlie, good to see you. Sam, always good to see you. Samantha, keep doing your thing. Michael, good to see you. Jen, good to see you. Tessa, always good to see you. Tom, good to see you. Ryan, good to see you. Glenn, you're a beast, man. Keep rocking it. Thanks. You do a great job. Chad, good to see you. Jillane, good to see you. Jill, good to see you. Yundi, good to see you. Tracy Young, keep doing your thing, man. Great job. Yelson and Solano, good to see you. Rachel, good to see you. Tara, I'm almost done. Majorie, good to see you. Let's see. Lauren, good to see you. Ray Rosilli, you're awesome, man. It was great to see you. Colin, you're awesome, man. You always rock it out. Kim, you're amazing. You do an amazing job. Diane Brooks, good to see you. Dave Bruno, good to see you. And then you can say, I'm sure there's more on there.
Well, I was looking, and Dallas is on there. Thank you very much.
Oh, Dallas.
Yeah, she said we switched seats. We actually didn't. There's something wrong with the camera tonight.
It's funny.
But we're just going with it. A little behind the scenes, little action we had earlier.
That's
But
cool.
David Bruno, good to see you, brother. Thanks for tuning in every night. Rogan Matthews, good to see you. Kim, who else was on there? I saw Jocelyn, David, KX, Chuck in a truck, Alan Tyson. Good to see you, brother. Vic, I see Vic's on here too. Good job. Vic's back there multitasking. Jim Hankey, my man. Ray Rosilli, I heard you say Ray. Jana, good to see you, honey. Todd Rawhauser, Doogie, good to see you. Andy Hawkinsmith, my man. So Andy Hawkinsmith, okay, I reached out to him. I knew he had something to do with tents. Okay, I knew he used to install tents, set up tents and stuff. So most of the companies that rent tents around here, this time of year, they stopped doing that. It's more like, I guess, like a spring and summer and maybe fall. For whatever reason, I couldn't find anybody to do it. So I reached out to Andy, and he was like, call this guy or call this guy. So the first guy I called hooked us up. They're called High Peak Tents.
Man, that was an amazing
out of
tent.
Carlisle. I told him what we were doing. The lady I spoke to, Todd, the owner, was down with what we, I told him what we were doing. He was down, so he turned me over to his receptionist. I gave her more details because she, schedules the crews to come out and set the tents up and stuff like that. And I told her originally what I wanted to do. She wasn't down with that. So I was like, okay. So, and Chris can probably laughing right now. But what I wanted to close the street down. And set the tents up in the middle of the street, and she was like, "No, we can't do that." Well, her first question was, "Do you have permits?" And I was like,
Because on Beaver Street, they do that when they farm to table. They do that one day.
"Yeah." So anyhow, I
That's
I was honest with her. I'm like, "No," and she's like, "Well, we can't do that unless you get a permit." I'm like, "Well, all right, whatever." So anyhow, I was like, "All right, we'll put it in the parking lot," and then I called Pastor Joel. And we were going to set up multiple tents. One tent was going to be for the turkey frying in case it rained, and then I wanted to set up another tent with tables and chairs and stuff. And he was like, "The numbers are starting to go up. Let's not do it. Let's just do a grab and go."
Yeah.
I was like, "That's cool."
Yeah.
Because at first I imagined like this big, huge festival.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Out in the
People
street, like we're
hanging.
going to lock this street
Yeah.
down. We're going to do this thing.
People hanging out together.
And so I had to humble myself a little bit, eat a little humble pie there, and say, reel it in, because there was already enough going on. I didn't need the stress. Any more stress.
Yeah.
So anyhow, Andy hooked me up. I called them. They were Johnny on the spot for us. The one hiccup that we did have, there was cars parked where we needed the tent to be set up. So all in all, for that to only be the only hiccup that we had. So the gentleman that brought the truck down with the tents in it, they had to wait probably a good 2.5 hours until me and Joel, we were running around. We were over at the market trying to find out whose people, whose cars they were.
Yeah.
There was a store. There was people down there. I mean, we were just running all over the
I
place
can imagine.
just to try to get these cars moved that were actually illegally parked.
Yeah.
Because at first we thought maybe there were some other functions going on at the church. We thought maybe they were there.
Yeah.
We're in a different part of the church. Well, it turned out to be no one that was at the church. They were basically parked there illegally. So we found the people. We got the cars moved except for one truck. So I didn't get to put the tent exactly where I wanted to put it. In my second choice of where I wanted the tent. My first choice was out in the middle of the street. But anyhow, so we got that. That went over well. But
It did.
But David Bruno, he came down. He actually did some marketing and stuff for us, and we plan on doing some more marketing for him. And I don't want to forget too. Next week, our special guest is Diane Brooks, who's one of our top fans. I don't know if she's watching on here or not, but a big shout out to Diane Brooks.
Diane, always good
A
to
big
see
shout out to Logan Fisher and Alan. Those guys and David KX, they came down, they helped us out. They're big supporters of TC Backer.
Yes. Thank you.
Alan actually said the tent was perfect. It was
Yeah,
awesome
I thought it was
event.
perfect too.
Yeah,
I
it was.
like,
It really was. I'm
Yeah.
glad that we didn't decide to break the law.
that was just a really
What's
good
crazy
tent.
about that is, all right, so you talked about the mayor coming down. So the mayor came over to me. He was telling us, what a great, fantastic, professional job, like we're caterers or something. We're roofers out there deep frying 21 turkeys, 30 plus turkeys by the way. Okay, we got Vic over here who's a, I don't know, an electrician of, a security alarm system guy that's now doing estimates on roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, carving turkeys. Okay, we got Kim, who's our CFO. She's serving food. We got Jocelyn, who's the office assistant, and we got Sammy out there everybody. Colin, everybody was there. Colin, Derek, Denny. Everybody. I should have brought the whole list of everybody because everybody was there. Everybody was there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Lauren was
100%.
there. Lauren brought her family. Jana. Denny donated a turkey and got 6 tanks filled for us. Derek had given us, I'm trying to think of everything that Derek gave us, but Derek gave us clothes, lightly used clothes and brand new coats and stuff that he donated. I think he gave a turkey and some oil and stuff. Ray Rosilli with Outside gave us a donation. Superior Meats hooked us up for $1.69 a pound for the turkeys at cost.
Fresh, not frozen.
Yep, and then URL, they pitched in
Yes.
for the cranberry
Yeah.
sauce. Jim Hankey at Bobcat, they donated monetarily.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, I'm getting my words
Thank
mixed
you.
up. Brandon Hershey with Budget
Yeah,
Rentals.
of York, PA.
Yep, of York, PA. They donated 8 giblets of, am I saying that right?
Yeah,
Was it
8
giblets?
jibs.
8
8
jibs.
jibs.
Giblets
They're
for the
35
things that
pounds
Vic
of
was
jib.
pulling out of the neck. I was going to say the butt of the turkeys.
Giblets?
I got pictures of that. We'll show that.
The McDonald's, whatever the company's of McDonald's.
Yeah, like he's a plumber.
Yeah.
So he services the McDonald's in the area. So he
Okay.
knows, I don't know if they're owners, I'm assuming, are they
Yeah,
owners?
yeah,
So
of the
Hope
franchises.
Hoover Armstead and Ryan Armstead that work or own a
They own a bunch of
McDonald's.
McDonald's around here.
He asked them to donate us, which would be 8 5-gallon jugs of oil.
There's
Oh,
35
wow.
pounds
So
of
40
jib.
gallons. So
Yeah.
they donated 40 gallons of oil.
Oh, wow.
And then
No
he gave
big
us some
deal, just
pans.
boom. Yeah, and
Yep.
then the
He gave
pans
us
to put 'em in.
some pans. Dave gave us 2 10-gallon things of oil. Vic gave us 3 gallons of
And
oil.
who ran out and got mashed potatoes and butter? So
What's
who
that?
ran out and got mashed potatoes and butter? I mean, that was awesome.
That was Sam's parents.
That was so nice
ran
of
out.
them.
Yep,
Yeah,
Sam.
so that
who
was
works
awesome.
for us. What's that?
Well, one thing I
I
noticed.
said the first one.
What was it? One more time, Baker.
Oh, the first or the second time.
Yeah, that we had to run out and get food. Yeah, and that was my biggest fear, man. Like we ran it from 3 to 6. By 5 o'clock, we were done. Like we were out of food.
Wow.
Out of food. So we learned a lot. I want to kind of do some more
Yeah,
shout
let's
outs
do
here.
that.
So
Yeah.
Brad with GAF, he donated some tanks. Belmont Bean Company, big shout out to Jason.
Yeah, Jason.
He donated cups, coffee,
Oh.
then came out and helped us serve it.
Yes.
Of course, he had to knock us on not making it correctly, so he stepped in. He started making the coffee right. God bless you, Jason. Thank you.
Jason, you're awesome. Belmont, being on.
You know,
Belmont
and
Avenue,
then
New York.
West End Auto.
Yes.
Out there on the West Market Street. Carrie and Kevin Lauer with West End Auto. They donated actually a big donation at the end of the
Thank
thing
you.
that was totally unexpected. But she was there. Carrie was there. Kevin was working. But Carrie stepped in and she was serving food. She did a fantastic job, and thank you so much. You know, if you guys are watching, you know, for the
Thank you.
donation, because
Yes.
it was.
That
And
was
there's Diane
awesome.
Brooks.
Brandon Hershey, good to see you, man. Thank you so much, Brandon. We appreciate you so much. Budget Rentals of York, Pennsylvania. You know, just really so people know, they do a lot of rentals, and they help. You know, like Steve, and rest in peace. Steve was his partner that passed away. He's a Marine, U.S. Marine, and passed away of cancer. Who we used to do donut runs, and you would see us in videos. And they just do an amazing job. They give people that can't go through credit checks, they give rentals to. So people that would be homeless, they give rentals to. So budget rentals, you talk about a niche.
Yeah.
Brandon, what you guys do, and Steve Cottrell Jr. and your whole team over there, very compassionate. They love keeping the city look nice. They help, you know, they're like just like your guys' companies, right? And all of our companies, you know, they've helped veterans stay in houses and cut trees back so they didn't get fines from the city, right?
Right.
Because they have a bucket truck.
Right.
So they just stepped up and did that kind of stuff. And Brandon, we do appreciate you, man. You do
Yeah.
an amazing job, your team, your family, all of you. And thank you, McDonald's, our local McDonald's here in New York, for what you did caring about the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of people on here right now
And
saying,
thank you, Ty, man. Listen,
You're welcome.
Thank you, bro. Like, you took this on. It's way bigger than people think. I don't get involved in a lot. I've been doing community stuff for a long time, and you have, and you know, and Chris, thank you,
Yeah.
because you know you guys are a main component, and our spouses, but a main component,
Yeah.
and the stress you take on. Enjoying it like being a boat captain and everything else,
Yeah.
but still, it's still something. After you take it on, you're like, I took it on.
Hey.
Like, I don't have enough,
hey,
right?
listen, it was a piece of cake.
So, you know, and you make it look like that because the
Piece of
hours you
cake.
put in.
Yeah, man.
But thank you, man.
Yeah, man.
It's all glitz
Thanks.
and glam,
And
bro.
thanks for inviting us to be a
all-
part
all
of it.
glitz
And thank
and
you,
glam.
Jana.
Yeah.
So thank you, man.
Yeah,
And
no,
Chris, thank you.
Really, I hear what you're saying, man, and everyone, you're welcome. But me and Chris were talking today. It's the people.
Amen.
It's the people that make the company that we are. It's the family. It's the family culture that we have right now. The camaraderie and the fellowship. You know, we have such a close knit within our team that, you know, it's magical. I mean, I've never worked for anybody, and we've never had it the way that it is right now. And Chris Baker has a
love
lot
it.
to contribute to that, because the way his managerial
Yes.
skills are to manage people, like, and his mentality is the same as my
Amazing.
mentality.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So like it's like the apple didn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because he's honestly the
Amazing.
You know, the brother that I never had. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? He calls me a father figure, but screw that, dude. I'm not that old, right? So shut up. But you're my brother in arms. But you know what I'm saying? But like
Yes.
all of the people that came together, man, like Colin, Tyler, Jacob, my son was there. You know what I mean? Glenn, Orr.
Yeah, it was great
Dude,
to see
that thing was a
Jacob.
beast. Like he followed
Yes.
me around, like listening to everything I said. Chris Mendez, I would yell Chris. Literally, if we needed something, we were in the middle of the chaos. I would yell Chris, and he whatever he was doing, he'd come running. I'm like, yo, you got to run to the shop and get this, man. He'd run and go get it, come back, and halfway before he would even come back, I'm yelling, where's Chris at? You know, and like everyone's like, he went and got the microphone set. I was like, shit. So I'd have to call him, Chris, where you at? Well, I'm about 5 minutes away. I'm like, dude, you got to turn around. You got to go to my house. You got to go open this cabinet up. We're a spit short, man, because we were a spit short. So he's running and looking for tools, looking for equipment. And then to come to find out later that night, that poor was waiting around this entire time to deep fry a turkey. And I had him on the road the whole time. So when he came back, all the pots were filled. So Mendez, if you're watching, buddy, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, dude. I had no idea that you wanted to deep fry a turkey. So, but whether if he knows it or not, dude, without him being Johnny on the spot for me, and seeing that's what I'm saying, and everybody,
Yeah.
It wasn't me. I might have been the orchestrator up there. I mean, but honestly, dude, that was it. All I did was bark and scream and freak, and everyone just kind of followed my lead. You know what I mean? And really, if I handled my composure well, thank God, because I tell you, the insides were screaming. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God. And I'll be honest with you, the thing that freaked me out the most was having 21 propane tanks
Oh,
under that tent.
Yeah.
That was my biggest fear, and I didn't want to say anything. I found one that was leaking. We got rid of it, and it happened to be yours.
What?
Yes, it said Shane Train right on it. I was like, that dirty
Wow.
bastard
And it leaked.
was trying to set me up.
Why use those gas cans?
It was an old one. It was leaking. It looked old and rusty.
That's trying to put him in.
yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
man.
use
It
them.
leaked. I forgot to tell you that. So when you get your tanks back, that older one,
Yeah.
that thing leaks. But that's what, I'll be honest, that was my biggest fear. I didn't care if we simultaneously dipped those turkeys. I didn't
Yeah.
care really how that went off. My biggest fear is that we had 21 tanks, more than 21 tanks
yeah.
underneath that thing. So I don't know if anyone noticed how particular I was about the placement of the tanks, the pots, the flames, how far away everything was, and how I paid attention to how, because those burners,
That's
those
important.
cookers are 200,000 BTUs. The best one you can buy at a store is probably 50,000 BTUs.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot of heat.
Yeah, those things
Yeah.
will melt those
You
pots.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, so anyhow, man, you guys are the greatest. What's Ray saying here, Ty? You told me 1, not 12. Haha, my bad to be there. I gave him the wrong time. Poor Mendez. I know. I'm sorry, brother.
It was a good time. It was great. It was
Yeah.
a success. It was a great community event. The community came out. It was awesome.
Right.
So it was a great time.
Yeah, but everybody. Chuck was there. Chuck was helping people take food to their car and stuff like that. Chuck Roth. I mean, everybody was there. Everybody
It
was
was
there.
awesome.
Anyone that's watching on here, Logan Fisher. I mean, he was there. Hey, buddy, good to see you, man. Dallas, we missed you. Brandon Hershey, thank God, you came through on the oil for us. Everybody on here, man. Like my heart, Christy was there, mad dogging it, dude. She was up in that turkey, serving turkey and stuffing, and you know what I mean. That Shane's wife, dude, she was a rock star out there.
Yeah, she
You know what I
rocked
mean?
out. That was-
She was one of TC Backer's beauty queens in there, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She fit right
She's
in.
Family.
Yeah, man. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? She fit right
It was
in.
great.
It was. And this is what's crazy. Someone, we had a meeting Tuesday morning. Keep losing my train of thought, but Drew came in with large Rutter's coffee that he got from Richland Avenue. He told me someone bought him that coffee because he had a TC Backer sweatshirt on.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
that's cool.
And I told him, I said, dude, that's no more. That's no longer a logo. That's a badge of honor across your chest right now,
Amen.
bud.
Amen.
Yeah, like we're changing the game.
Amen.
We're making roofing sexy.
Amen. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. Oh,
We're
yeah.
making it glitz and glam.
Yeah. A way to take care of the community, your family, and everyone around you.
Right.
You
And
know what I mean?
everyone's on the same page.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Bob is, Chris is, Lauren is, and we just hired a new sales guy. Drew's on board, Kim's on board, Jocelyn, Sammy, Perry. You know what I mean? Everybody, Vic, everyone's got like the same goal, the same mentality.
And we had some birthdays this week too, didn't we?
Did we? Who was
Did
it?
Chris have a birthday recently? Who had a
Baker?
birthday?
Who? Chris Baker? Do we want to
Yeah.
talk about your birthday?
Yeah, man. Hey,
Ah,
Do you want to tell everybody what you got for your birthday?
no.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, happy birthday,
I'm just
man. I know
kidding.
you went out and had a
But
great dinner
listen.
with your family.
Hey, Baker got something you can't wash off. Okay.
Great dinner with the family. I know you went out to dinner.
Did you hear me, Chris?
Listen, I had to do a thing. I had to do a thing.
Say that one more time.
I said I turned 25. I had to do.
There you go. I told everybody you got the gift that keeps on giving. Or that you can't wash off,
All right.
right? Right on, brother. I love you, man. You're a good dude. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Definitely. I love you too.
Yeah,
You're
and
great.
Tommy,
Amazing.
thanks for coming on the show tonight, man.
Oh, yeah.
Tommy, I've known you forever, man. When you reached out to me when you came back in the area, it brought back a lot of old memories.
Yeah, I know. It did. I mean, it just seems like yesterday over Rouseville Ballfield or something. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Running around.
Yep.
And once again, I think you can tell we're not getting don't like to put we're getting older, but we are getting older, you know, just how things change, you know.
Yeah.
But they change, but yet they don't. If that
Right.
makes
You know,
sense.
the older you get, the less it takes to accomplish stuff, because then you use wisdom to replace
Yeah.
that. I mean, you know, what I mean,
Yeah.
you notice that you both have become wiser.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
definitely. I
You
mean,
hit your head against the wall, eventually you either take the wall down or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I
look, you're
mean-
both giving back to the community. I mean, that's, at the end of the day, what we've learned is that it was never about the money. It was about finding what you loved enough to do all the time,
Yeah.
right? To crank it out all day long and all gas. We talked about that, all gas.
Oh, yeah.
And then you give it away, you can't keep anything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether it's your experience, your love, you know, whatever resources you have, and that's what this is a great example of. Again, the virtual home show. Don't be afraid to blow up your neighbors, their company, and talk good about them. It's just the right thing to do. You know, there's plenty out there for everyone. So, you know, when you share this out and you drop your town and you hit the hearts, you help the algorithms of this feed. And therefore, that helps everyone grow. So because I know all these crews, it's a sizable business, and people eat places, no matter if you have one or two people. If you go out in the community, eat in your community, and give to your community, that's being a part of your community. And that's important for small business now more than ever,
Right.
for us to talk about each other. If you have a great experience, tell people about it. If you don't have a great experience, listen, no one's perfect. You don't win every day. So maybe just let that one lay and talk to people about your great experiences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Give people a break. You know, I'd say let's give yourself a break and give people a break. If anyone needed a break nowadays, it's now they need a break.
Yeah, we talked about that before, man. We need to find empathy.
Yeah,
oh
for
yeah,
sure.
I agree totally.
You know, we got to remember that, you know, things are different right now. You know what I mean? It's not the way, there's things that we got to get used to, whether if we like it or not.
Patience.
Right. You know, and acceptance. Acceptance is the key to all my problems today.
Yeah, amen.
How about it, Vic?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Acceptance is the key to all my problems today. You know, and if we can accept the circumstances that we're under right now, the sooner we can accept those circumstances, the better off and healthier we're going to feel.
Amen.
You know?
Yeah.
And this time of year is crazy. We're going through the holidays right now.
Yeah, I mean,
You
it's
know what
not
I
a good time for some people, you know what I
Right.
mean? Brings
Exactly.
back a lot of, you know, whether it's grieving, or
Yep.
things, and you just be understanding of that, you know. And I guess as you get a little older too, you try to see people, you know, you give them opportunities and chances. Because I always go back to the same thing. If people want to give me opportunities and chances, I wouldn't be sitting here.
Yeah.
Bottom line, I wouldn't be here. Yeah. You know, and I mean, I've done my share of not so good things. I mean, I'm sitting here and say that, you know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, though, it's what you learn from it, obviously, and you pass on to others, you
Right.
know. And I'm really big on that, is passing on to others. You know, you say you share your fortune, you share your own wealth, you know,
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah.
And I don't think that there's anybody out there that doesn't have difficult times in their life. They fall on difficult times, so we all kind of have that, I think, you know, shared ability. And you know what? As scary as it is, like I tell some people, things can get bad for anybody at any given time.
Amen.
You know?
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that as I get older, realistically, you think about that.
Yeah.
Because when you're younger, you think, wow, I'm never going to get bad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as you get older, you think, man, you know, things can change, like boom, change. And your life can be totally switched to something else instantly.
Yes.
So everything till that point, that's why I say, you know, I want to be tired. When I lay my head down for the last time, take my last breath, I want to be exhausted.
Amen.
That's what I tell everybody, you know. Everybody's like, you just run around. No, I want to be exhausted. Because I've done everything I possibly could have wanted to do.
Yeah.
Work, play, everything. You got all your life to sleep, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But you've done everything that you wanted to do. You know, that's kind of the way I look. And sometimes that gets tough because you physically do. You get worn down and tired, and I do that. We all do that. We run ourselves down.
Yeah.
You know, because we're just going too many different places and directions.
Yep.
You know, and that's what I said about the whole COVID thing. Was this: if there's any time that families may grow stronger in communities, it's now.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, when you couldn't go to a restaurant, how many meals were being served at the dinner table now?
Yep.
Or at least something kind of like that.
Yeah.
You know, nothing's better and something's better than nothing. The TV stand, but before it was no one interacted there.
No, you're right.
And I thought about that. You know what I mean? So now people are forced to bring home and sit down
Yep.
and be in the house versus I ain't worried about that. You know, we'll go out and get something. You know,
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, we don't have time.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, I know from my perspective that the dinner table was a arena of like good, bad, ugly. You know?
Yeah.
Like it all was mixed in there. You know,
Yeah,
it was a
sure.
place to get scolded. It was a
Right.
place to get commended. It was all that.
Yeah.
And you know, you could talk for little hours about that whole theory and that whole the way that works, but I think there's a lot to be said for that. With racing, I mean, COVID obviously slowed things down from the race standpoint.
Yeah.
And then, once again, we try to take a positive from the negative. Not that we take a positive from people being ill. No, I don't mean that in any
Right, amen.
respect.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, we were just getting started and a little slower at getting started with the car. So guess what? Tracks weren't open. So we took advantage to work harder in that interim because we weren't. And it's hard when they're missing something when they're doing it, when they're racing and you're in the garage and you're like, we're not ready.
Yeah.
That's a really hard pill to swallow, you know, because
Yeah.
you want to be. It's like, why aren't we there?
Yeah, exactly.
But when that delayed everything, we went ahead and worked harder and got 10 times more things done. So that way it kind of brought us up to speed per se,
Yeah.
you know? So
Yeah.
I think you just got to take the positives out of it. And that's hard. Like, I don't think there's any textbook out there that really says how the perfect way is to accept defeat, if it is even in defeat,
Right.
you know?
Absolutely.
But I'm
Absolutely.
thankful being on the show and you know, meeting you guys, you know, Shane here,
Yeah.
the Shane train, like
Yeah,
that, yeah,
man.
I
Yeah.
like that,
Great.
yeah. And
I mean, I believe that was God's will meeting you.
Yeah,
You
no,
pop
I-
up
Yeah.
and I'm like, boom.
that's the first guy I seen when I pulled up and seen. Like it was like
Yeah.
a video. I pulled up and
Right.
seen.
Yep.
There he was, Shane
Yeah.
train.
Yep.
You know, and you'd have thought the guy knew me. You know, I mean, he was that open and friendly, and that's great. You know, I mean, that's awesome.
Yep.
And then you guys have been huge for us. Last year, a lot of people they know. Like I'll tell you from my end, being an hour away, people obviously they get around to Dover, York, and stuff.
Yeah.
They see like your billboards,
Yep.
and it's very easy for them to equate the car or the shirt to I've seen them guys' stuff around. So to you guys, that's great. You know what I
Yes.
mean? That's awesome.
Yep.
And you know, you've really stepped up in that realm of things as far as racing. The racing thing is a business itself. That's the way you have to look at it, because just like you got employees, you know, you got equipment, it all folds into one. You have to manage it, the time, the money of it, and go do it. And at the end of the day, you know, see how it shakes out. You know, but and you just can't lose track to it. It's you got to have the fun word in it. You
Yeah.
know, and you have to make people. I see a lot of race teams. There's more yelling and stress.
But you got the express on the back, so you got the fun in
You
it.
got the Rouserville Express.
So
Fresh
you got-
out of Rouserville, I
yeah.
guarantee it.
You
Oh
got the
yeah.
fun in there, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and we're big on our community, just like you guys. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's name's fitting. You know, the
Yeah.
Rouserville Express. You know.
right.
Yeah, but connecting these tonight is actually stretching it,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
yeah.
when you share it and your friends share it and people from
Yeah.
there,
Oh,
that
yeah.
just stretches,
Oh, yeah.
right? Because we're always the example, right?
Yeah.
Right, not the exception.
Yeah. Exactly.
So the more people we can get involved, right? And you know, before we go, the phones, I give it to Ty. The phones, people looked at them as my kids are on these. I'm not getting on with these apps or kitty. I remember when TikTok came out. You can ask them what I said.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, bro, this is a serious app. Before anyone really, I said there's 500 million. Those guys get on everything. Not everything, but those they listen to those that they don't know about. And what they know, and that's how we got together, right? Because they know a lot that we don't, and we know things in marketing that we specialize. And they got on it and said, "This is a business, and all of this is God," right? Because we went through the home shows. People are like, "What?" They bring this live booth. It was 10 times this size at the home shows, right? So everyone for the home show is at their booth.
Yeah.
They could have shut the rest of it down and just brought the vendors behind you,
Yeah.
for real.
Right.
And then that experience is what brought it to here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And we're doing the same thing we did at the home shows, right, Chris? Bringing people in, interviewing them, having fun. And they
Yeah.
were always open.
Yeah, man.
I think it's great.
So,
you know?
I mean, these guys are amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
I appreciate it. You
Yeah.
guys have been great. And Horizon Lawn Service,
Yeah.
on here.
Yep.
Excited to have them on the
One
car.
call doesn't know on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's great. We're super
Yeah.
excited about that, and you'll be seeing us, with the car, and we're going to be doing some stuff such as at Lincoln, like the car be displayed that
Nice.
night, so you guys and all your folks and
Yeah.
everything come down.
Absolutely.
And we're really excited about it. Like it's a dream come true. Everything that's happening, and we're able to do it with. It's a big. Everyone's got a hand in something, and and it's kind of crazy. It blows me away sometimes to think that people come and work on the race car and help support it. So when I go around the ring on Saturday night, Friday night, I'm having fun. It's like they're doing all this so I can ride around the ring. You know what I mean? Because I'm not getting like professionally rich off of it. But that says something. Because
Yeah.
there's components all around there that link all that together.
Yes.
And that's really cool. So we're excited. We'll be starting the year out. We're going to Florida. I'm not going to be racing in Florida, but I'm going down with another a native in York. Runs race cars for a living and help those guys for Speed Week.
Right.
And so that'll be huge for on my end for us to get that experience down there and
Right.
race for 3 weeks. But we'll be out in the spring racing and working and racing. Family, so that's important to all of
Yes.
us, and we're very appreciative of everything here. That's for sure.
Right on, man. We appreciate you coming on the
Yeah,
show.
definitely.
Just to circle back to the 21 turkey salute, there was a couple people that I forgot that my brother-in-law, Jana's brother and sister-in-law and their kids were also rock stars.
thank
Now
you.
Rachel was the one that was heading up that helped us do the 21 turkey Guinness Book of World Records along with Vic, and she was videotaping everything and then just orchestrating a lot of the stuff, like when we ran short food and stuff and trying to figure out how and where we were getting it, along with Sam's parents, and then Willow and Layla, their kids were right in the trenches with us. And I didn't want to forget those people, our family, my family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That seems to be the people that I forget about the most, and I didn't want to forget about them. You know what I mean? Along with Jana, and then we did that interview, and I asked the guy. I said, "Hey, do you mind if I go and get my wife Jana?" And he was like, "Not at all."
Nice.
Because I couldn't let
Yes.
her out
Yeah.
Amen.
of that, because again, behind the scenes on a daily basis, without the 21 turkey salute, nobody sees the work that girl puts in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Love you.
Just the stuff that she does
Yes.
behind the scenes for all of us kids. I'm one of her kids. You know what I mean? And the grandkids, and behind every good man there's a great woman. And I honestly believe that. I wouldn't be the man that I am today if it wasn't for Jenna.
Amen
So
to that.
I just wanted to throw that out there. And Carrie Lauer, yes, amen to that. What did she say? Page 417.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. 420 is my favorite too. The last paragraph, the last two paragraphs
Yeah.
on page 420.
Right.
So Baker loves 422.
Nice.
So anyhow, we're getting ready to run out of time here, I think. But tonight was a great show. I
Yeah.
want to thank everybody. Thanks for Tommy Cordell and,
Yeah, thank you.
the Rouserville Express and Rouserville General Services and stuff and all that good stuff and the work that you do in the community. I want to thank you for that. And next week's special guest is Diane Brooks. She does marketing and things like that. At some point in time, what we'll do is the road show, the home show is gonna, I don't want to say come to an end, but we're gonna switch some things up. We'll probably go to where we have a guest every other week, and then probably start doing some demos.
Nice.
Whether it be windows or roofing demos, or possibly bring in GAF and Certainty and those guys like that. And I know the guys from Universal Supply want to come on the show.
Nice.
And then they have another company that they want to bring with them to do a demo of this synthetic stone. So we got a lot of great things. I think I'm going to ask Ronnie Orwig. He's another race car that we sponsor.
Yeah.
Ronnie Orwig owned his own painting business and came to work for us. He's been with us now, I think think it might be coming up on 2 years now. He actually works over in our rental division. We have a company called TCB Rentals, and
really?
they rehab all our rental properties for us.
Okay.
So he's got a real big crew. He's another one I tend to forget about, but he was there. Him and his wife were there at the 21 Turkey Salute. So Ronnie, if you're watching, or Danielle, or Ronnie's wife, if you guys are watching, thank you for everything that you guys do. But we'll get Ronnie on the show before we wrap up the home show tour here. Yeah. Anything else that you want to
who's
add?
the plumber? What's his name? Chris?
Yeah, Chris the plumber was there.
And his wife?
Yes.
Yes.
Chris the plumber and his wife was there. Chris
Yes.
Osborne.
Yes.
Osborne Services.
Boom.
If anyone's looking for a good plumber, Chris Osborne's your
Him and
man.
his wife are amazing.
Yes.
He
So-
also does a lot of really good HVAC work too.
Yes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
we've all used them. So, just great people, though. Him and his wife are amazing. So, did not want to forget because they were amazing what they did.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure we forgot Jacob. I'm sure we forgot a lot of people,
Yes.
but want to
And
definitely.
forgive me if I forgot to shout someone out for all the help that they did. Believe me, it didn't go unnoticed. There were so many moving parts, and there's still so many moving parts. We're constantly growing. Like I said, we brought in a new salesperson, which I think most people at this time of year, especially with under the conditions, would probably think that would be foolish. But like Shane said earlier, it's all gas, no brakes. We're looking to expand out into other areas and stuff. We're working on some marketing, strategies and plans, and some organic stuff, and some lead generation things, and new CRM, and new platform on how we're going to do things. More financing options. I got a
Nice.
Zoom meeting tomorrow with a company to go over more financing and a second chance financing options for homeowners.
Nice.
Actually through GAF. So they're giving us the option to go through multiple banks. That way, if you can't get financed, they'll get a second look. All kinds of stuff we got going on right now. Just good stuff. Real good, positive energy right now. So, and I got to thank everybody for that, because everyone's doing what they do. So then I have time to do what we got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So I thank everybody, man. So that's really all I got tonight. Shane, you want to?
No, we appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, man. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. We want to make sure that no one goes without. So if you ever need anything and I can help you out, I know a lot of people in York County anyway. So more than happy. It's cold out there. If you need jackets, hats, whatever you need, not like we're ever going to blow you up and put you out there, man, because I know I was there, man, at the pit of the dirt with nothing. So if you ever need anything, let us know. I mean, we have a group of people that are a force to be reckoned with, man, that are
That's right.
working in the community. So, it's all about sharing and giving, and we love you all. This wouldn't be possible if people didn't get on their phone, watch this, and share and comment and do all that fun stuff and help the algorithms. That's a virtual support that's new, but it's important and necessary. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you all, love you all, and God bless you. Thank you for helping me become better. I used to always get bitter, and now I'm working on getting better.
That's right.
So thank you all, because
Yeah.
you all have been an intricate part of that.
Yeah.
So thank you. That's it. Well, God bless you. We love you. We'll see you next week with Diane Brooks, and bring the hustle muscle.
That's right. Chris,
God
you
bless
want to try to say something there? Let's see how your sound sounds here.
Yeah, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. I could have you said that we had Diane Brooks coming?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, awesome. I video that one, so look forward to meeting. And man, that audio is terrible.
Yep. Might be speaking too loud, maybe.
Yeah. Peace, everyone.
All right, brother.
Love you.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
All right. Great
Bye.
show, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. Okay.